Indian Motorcycle just dropped a bombshell on Harley-Davidson by releasing a bike so powerful it threatens to wipe them off the map. For over a century, these two titans have gone head-to-head for dominance, but everything changes now. Is this the end of Harley-Davidson? Will Indian claim the crown with this game-changing machine? Join us as we reveal why this bike is a far bigger threat than anyone ever saw coming. The new Indian Scout Bobber comes armed with a 1,250cc liquid-cooled V-twin that throws down a brutal 105 horsepower and 82 foot-pounds of torque. That's not cruiser power. That's a declaration of war. This isn't your grandpa's weekend ride. Twist the throttle and it doesn't just move, it lunges. Instant power, relentless pull. The 6-speed transmission doesn't tame the beast. It just gives you control over when to unleash it. While Harley's still flexing nostalgia, Indian just built a muscle-bound rocket that eats corners for breakfast. And if Milwaukee's paying attention, they should be sweating. What sets this engine apart? Indian's all-new Speed Plus design, which is a modern masterpiece. While Harley's still clinging to air-cooled relics that roast your legs in traffic, Indian went liquid-cooled. And the difference is night and day. Cool, efficient, and built for real riders, not museum tours. This isn't just comfort, it's progress. It's future-focused engineering while Harley clings to the past. Welcome to 2025. Harley, try to keep up. The Scout Bobber doesn't just stand out, it dares other cruisers to come close. Blacked out from headlight to tail, with chopped fenders and a snarling headlight nacelle, this thing doesn't whisper attitude. It shouts it. It leans hard into the stripped-down, aggressive bobber aesthetic, and it pulls it off without breaking a sweat. The solo seat locks you in with minimalist style and maximum control, especially when the throttle hits hard. And then there's that slammed stance, 2 inches lower than the standard Scout, giving it a low-slung, ready-to-strike profile that stops traffic dead. 16-inch wheels with fat sidewall tires complete the look. Iconic, intimidating, and built to perform. It's not just eye candy, it's a statement. Harley's been the king of cruisers for decades, but what if Indian just built the bike that finally knocks the crown off? This isn't just a new model, it's a direct challenge, and what it brings to the table might change everything. When comparing the Scout Bobber to Harley's offerings, the value equation becomes increasingly clear. The Scout Bobber consistently offers more features, more technology, and better performance at a comparable or lower price point. The 2025 Scout Bobber starts at $12,999 for the standard trim, with the Limited and Limited Plus Tech trims priced higher. Harley's comparable models typically start at similar price points, but offer significantly less motorcycle for the money. But the value advantage extends far beyond the initial purchase price. Scout Bobber owners typically report fewer immediate upgrade needs compared to Harley owners, while new Sportster buyers often budget thousands for immediate suspension, seat, and exhaust upgrades. The Scout Bobber comes better equipped from the factory. I spent $11,000 on my Sportster, then another $3,000 making it rideable for more than an hour at a time, one rider confessed. My Scout Bobber cost $13,000 and was perfect from day one. Do the math. Maintenance costs tell a similar story. The Scout Bobber's modern engineering results in longer service intervals and potentially lower maintenance costs over time. The liquid-cooled engine requires less frequent attention than Harley's air-cooled designs, and the overall build quality reduces the need for unexpected repairs. Even fuel economy favors the Scout Bobber. Its more efficient engine design and 6-speed transmission typically deliver better mileage than comparable Harleys, saving owners money with every fill-up. As one dealer candidly explained, we're seeing customers come in with spreadsheets comparing features and prices. When they lay it all out, the Scout Bobber consistently offers 20 to 30% more motorcycle for the same money. That's hard to ignore, even for die-hard Harley fans. But spec sheets don't tell the full story. The real truth: you only hear it when the engines roar, and what happens next on the open road might just humiliate Harley. The Scout Bobber's lightweight design and low 25.6-inch seat height offer nimble handling that inspires rider confidence. Despite its aggressive styling, it maintains excellent balance and control, making it accessible to riders of various skill levels and physical builds. The Scout Bobber's class-leading low seat height delivers a confidence-inspiring ride for motorcyclists of all sizes and experience levels. Indian states, a low center of gravity gives the bike a lightweight feel off the kickstand and exceptional low-speed maneuverability. This approachability is a game-changer, especially for newer riders or those with shorter inseams. While Harley's Sportster models have traditionally been considered entry-level bikes, their higher seat heights and less balanced weight distribution can make them intimidating for some riders. The Scout Bobber's suspension tells a similar story of superiority. The front telescopic forks deliver 4.7 inches of travel, while the dual rear shocks provide 2 inches of travel. This might not sound revolutionary, but the quality and tuning of these components far exceed what Harley offers on comparable models. The result is a ride that remains composed over rough pavement, confident in corners, and comfortable on longer journeys. By comparison, Harley's entry-level models often require immediate suspension upgrades to achieve similar performance. Indian's cast aluminum wheels and Pirelli MT60 RS tires add to the iconic styling of the Scout Bobber without sacrificing performance. One reviewer noted, "The result is a smooth ride and distinctive style that Harley can't match at this price point." Even the riding position, a crucial aspect of cruiser design, gives the Scout Bobber an edge. The solo bobber-style seat reinforces a minimalist aesthetic without sacrificing comfort and firmly plants riders in control during hard acceleration. The slightly forward foot controls and tracker-style handlebars create an aggressive but sustainable riding position that works for both short hops and longer journeys. As one former Harley owner explained, "I rode Sportsters for 12 years before trying the Scout Bobber. Within 10 minutes, I knew I'd been settling for less all that time. It's not even close." But here's the twist no one saw coming. Indian didn't stop at performance. What they did with customization, it flips the script on Harley completely and puts them one step closer to being obsolete. For decades, one of Harley-Davidson's greatest strengths has been its vast ecosystem of aftermarket parts and accessories. The ability to customize and personalize a Harley has been a cornerstone of the ownership experience. Indian has directly addressed this challenge with the 2025 Scout Bobber, offering unprecedented customization options directly from the factory. With over 100 accessories specifically designed for the Scout family, riders can personalize their bikes without relying on third-party manufacturers. Taking Scout personalization to an entirely new level, the Indian Scout's all-new redesigned rear subframe delivers consistent fitment for accessories across the entire line. Indian states, "Over 100 family accessories offer unprecedented versatility and allow riders to tailor their bike's style and dial in personal comfort." Perhaps most impressively, Indian has designed the 2025 Scout Bobber with ergonomic customization in mind. With 32 different ergonomic combinations available through various handlebar, seat, and control options, riders can tailor their bikes to fit their height and preferred riding position, allowing them to ride longer and farther in comfort. This focus on factory customization is particularly appealing to newer riders who may be intimidated by the vast and sometimes confusing world of aftermarket Harley parts. Indian's approach simplifies the process while still allowing for significant personalization. Whether you're looking for premium style, increased comfort, or dedicated function, personalizing is easy and gives you the ability to transform your Indian Scout Bobber just the way you want it, Indian explains. While Indian fine-tunes itself around its riders, Harley seems to be doing the opposite, slipping further from the podium it once owned. The question is it sabotage or just refusal to evolve? Picture this. For decades, Harley-Davidson enjoyed unchallenged dominance of the American motorcycle market. After Indian folded in 1953, the bar and shield reigned supreme, building an empire of chrome, leather, and unwavering brand loyalty. Then in 2011, everything changed. Polaris Industries, an American powersports giant with deep pockets and deeper engineering expertise, resurrected Indian motorcycle from the dead. But they didn't just bring back the name and slap it on mediocre bikes. They launched a full-scale assault on Harley's throne. The 60-year lapse in lineage is seen by some purists as a black mark against Indian's reputation, Motorcycle.com notes. But here's what those purists won't admit. That gap allowed Indian to start fresh, unburdened by outdated technology and thinking that's been holding Harley back. Fast forward to 2025, and Indian's resurrection has evolved into a revolution. And here's where it really stings. Harley isn't just behind on comfort or pricing, they're stuck in the past. Meanwhile, Indian's packing modern tech that riders actually want, and making it easier to get than ever. If you're spending serious money on a motorcycle in 2025, you expect cutting-edge technology. And this is where Indian is pulling away from Harley at an alarming rate. For 2025, Indian has introduced groundbreaking rider safety features across much of its lineup, creating a comprehensive safety ecosystem that Harley simply can't match. The innovative blind spot monitoring system uses LED indicators integrated directly into the mirrors to alert riders of vehicles they might otherwise never see, while the rear collision warning system pulses the tail lights to warn approaching vehicles of potential collision risks. Indian's clever brake hold system holds the bike firmly in place on hills without requiring constant rider input, eliminating the stress of stop-and-go traffic on inclines. The electronically linked braking system dynamically balances front and rear braking forces based on lean angle and speed for optimal stopping power in all conditions. And the adaptive LED headlight technology automatically adjusts illumination patterns based on lean angle and speed, literally lighting the way through corners that traditional fixed headlights leave in shadow. Meanwhile, Harley offers their Reflex defensive rider systems as a $1,000 option on many models, and some features, like adaptive headlights, aren't available at all. The infotainment battle tells a similar story. Indian's 7-inch ride command system comes standard on many models, offering GPS navigation, customizable displays, and smartphone integration. Harley's comparable system is often a premium upgrade costing thousands more. This tiered approach lets riders choose the technology package that fits their needs and budget, a customer-centric approach that Harley has been slow to adopt. But perhaps the most damning evidence of the technology gap comes from the companies themselves. Indian proudly showcases its innovations, while Harley recently found itself in hot water with the Federal Trade Commission for warranty language that violated the 1975 Magnuson-Moss Act by restricting owners' rights to service their own machines or use third-party parts. One brand is charging into the future, the other clinging to the past. And if you think that's the only edge Indian has over Harley, you're dead wrong. When comparing motorcycles, some differences are subjective: styling preferences, sound, brand image, but others are objectively measurable. And one of the most significant measurable differences between Harley and Indian motorcycles is heat management. Mark Vaughn of AutoWeek conducted a revealing test, measuring exhaust temperatures on both a Harley Road Glide and an Indian Pursuit after identical rides. The results were shocking. The Indian is indeed cooler, almost 200 degrees cooler depending where you aim the gun. The middle of the exhaust pipe on the Harley was 380 degrees post-ride, for instance, while the same spot on the Indian was 180 degrees. This isn't just a matter of comfort, it's a fundamental design issue. Harley's air-cooled engines, while beloved by traditionalists for their simplicity and sound, generate excessive heat that transfers directly to the rider. This becomes particularly problematic in hot weather, stop-and-go traffic, or on long rides. I was very surprised by the amount of heat pouring off the exhaust on the right side of the Harley, Vaughn reported. I actually checked several times to see if my pants were on fire. Indian's liquid-cooled engines run significantly cooler, enhancing rider comfort during extended rides. This isn't a minor convenience, it's a major quality-of-life improvement that can make the difference between an enjoyable journey and an uncomfortable ordeal. Harley has attempted to address this issue with features like rear cylinder deactivation at idle, but the fundamental problem remains. Air-cooled engines run hot, and that heat has to go somewhere. Unfortunately, that somewhere is often the rider's right leg. As one converted rider put it, after 20 years on Harleys, I switched to an Indian Challenger. The first thing I noticed wasn't the extra power or better handling. It was that I wasn't being cooked alive every time I hit a red light. With Harley making one baffling move after another, the question isn't if there's a battle brewing. It's how long until Indian takes the top spot and leaves Harley fighting for relevance. Indian's liquid-cooled engines are already years ahead of Harley's air-cooled Milwaukee 8 in both efficiency and emissions readiness. This isn't just about horsepower. It's about thermal management, cleaner combustion, and compatibility with future emission standards. The writing is on the wall for air-cooled engines, one industry analyst noted. They're racing against the regulatory clock, and Indian has positioned itself to thrive while Harley scrambles to adapt. Beyond engines, Indian has embraced the digital transformation of motorcycles. From ride modes and traction control to over-the-air updates and diagnostic tools, Indian has turned its motorcycles into platforms that can evolve over time, not just static products. Prototype Indian models are already being field tested with radar-based adaptive cruise control, collision avoidance systems, and semi-active suspension, technologies that will define premium motorcycles in the coming years. This forward-thinking approach extends to manufacturing as well. While Harley has moved some production overseas to cut costs, Indian proudly builds all its motorcycles in America, specifically in Spirit Lake, Iowa. This commitment to American manufacturing resonates with riders who value authentic American craftsmanship. As one industry veteran put it, Harley is selling yesterday's technology at tomorrow's prices, while Indian is offering tomorrow's technology at competitive prices today. The rumble of competition between America's oldest motorcycle rivals has never been louder. In 2024, Indian is thundering ahead with bikes that don't just honor tradition, they redefine it. With engines that outmuscle the competition and technology that makes Harley look like it's stuck in yesterday, Indian is turning heads and changing loyalties. But here's the burning question that keeps Milwaukee executives up at night. Is this just a temporary surge, or are we witnessing the beginning of a historic power shift in American motorcycling? The evidence is mounting with each passing quarter. Indian's liquid-cooled power plants are delivering the kind of performance that Harley riders can only achieve through expensive aftermarket modifications. Their suspension systems soak up road imperfections that would rattle your fillings on comparable Harleys. And while the bar and shield seems perpetually caught between tradition and innovation, Indian has somehow managed to embrace both, wrapping cutting-edge engineering in designs that still evoke their storied past. Perhaps most telling is who's throwing a leg over these machines. As Harley's core demographic ages, Indian is capturing the imagination of riders who grew up without the brand loyalties of previous generations. They're choosing motorcycles based on performance, technology, and value, areas where Indian currently holds the advantage. Will the scales eventually tip completely? The motorcycle landscape is littered with companies that underestimated Harley-Davidson's resilience, but something feels different this time. As we watch this rivalry intensify, one thing is certain: the next decade will determine whether we're witnessing a momentary challenge or the greatest comeback story in American motorcycling history. Thanks for watching. Want to hear more shocking revelations within bike industries? Click the video in your screen now.